Hi, I'm Bao. In today's episode, I will review the Cobi M3 Lee, the US medium tank, and the M3 Grant, the British medium tank. Let's look at the boxes first. This is the box for M3 Lee, set number 2385 with 530 pieces and 2 minifigures. The front cover of the box depicts a Western Front battle theme, which in my opinion is not accurate because the M3 Lee are mostly used in North African battleground. On the back of the box, you see the typical Cobi features for the boxes, historical information of the tank, and the armament, and some plain features. This is the box for M3 Grant, set number 2391, 555 pieces, 1 minifigure. Same layout. Now let's focus on the M3 Lee first. You see, one of the features of the M3 Lee and Grant is the Ankiak layout of the main armament. In this case, it's the 75mm anti-tank gun, which is located inside a casemate on the right front of the tank. In this layout, it greatly limits the firing arc of the tank. It does have a 300-degree turning turret, but on the turret, it's only armed with 37mm anti-tank gun, which is the same model used in M3 Stuart light tank. It also has a small machine gun mount on the top of the tank, which makes the tank a very high silhouette. In this model, it has several printed pieces, such as the lights here, the aiming hole or observing hole here, 2 white star pieces, and the back door of the vehicle. I think it's the engine hatch. You cannot access to the engine. Also, there's a hatch here, which is pad printed. You can open several doors and hatches, such as this one on this side door, on this side too, and the hatch on the front of the tank. But you cannot open anything on the top of the tank. There's no hatch on the top of the turret, so you cannot put your tank commander inside the turret. You can only put him inside the front hatch, like this. We do have several tools on the back of the tank and one spare track link. The headlights are red, transparent one, and the 2 front headlights are just a clear color. Nice, smooth running track links, the same as the M4 Sherman. We have two minifigures for M3 Lee. One is a tank commander, and the other is standard US infantry. Nothing special. Now let's turn to the M3 Grunt. The Grunt is the same model as the M3 Lee, but it has a much larger turret. It removes the top machine gun mount. Instead, you have a spacious turret which you can put the tank commander through the hatch on the turret. Basically, this one is the same as the M3 Lee, but you do have the extra side skirt armor, and of course the camouflage is totally different from the M3 Lee. This one is actually the Battle of Alamein version of the camouflage. And if you have ever been to London to visit the Imperial War Museum, you can see a same model of M3 Lee personally used by Field Marshal Montgomery. The same camouflage pattern. And the color of the tools are also different from the M3 Lee. Overall, it's the same model as the M3 Lee, with some additional parts such as the side skirt armor and this antenna, and of course the different shape turret and the different camouflage pattern. I personally prefer the M3 Grunt to the M3 Lee. As of today, we have fewer British tanks than the US tanks, and if you want to fight the German Afrika Corps, you do need more British tanks. So I personally recommend the M3 Grunt over the M3 Lee. Of course, nowadays both of them are out of print. But if you can find one, I suggest that you purchase this one, not the M3 Lee. That's all for today's video review of Cobi M3 Lee and the M3 Grunt medium tanks. See you next time.